Hello, everybody. How are you? Welcome back. Thank you for joining us at our not usual time. We appreciate that. We really do. For those that don't know, this is LABRISH Live. This is where we talk about reality TV shows, our favorite ones from a Black perspective. And for those that don't know, I'm all things sugar and shade Sade. Hey, and I'm here with...
I am Nana, aka the Black Fairy, aka Dark and Lovely.
Yes. And guys, as you're coming in, please make sure you book that like button. Do it now. Get it out of the way, please. Do you know what I mean? And then what else do they need to do?
You guys know what you need to do. You need to join the Blue Circle crew. You need to sign up to our YouTube membership. It is just $1.99, just $1.99. You'll get an extra episode from the aunties every week. We will be doing membership lives. And when we go out, we're going to start doing membership exclusives. So what we saw, what took place is just going to be going to our memberships. And we're going to be highlighting memberships comments as well. So it's about being a part of the membership, really. Yeah, I'm
excited. I'm excited for what's to come. Yes, guys, I got my head on today. I got a silk press, although it's reverting already. Like, can we see
it though? I'm telling you, it's like it's there. It's silky.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah. But it's not day today, so I get it. Because you picked a day to go and get your.
I know every time, and the thing is, my head was sweating. You know, because I'm an older lady now. And I keep on flushing hot, My head was sweating. Sweat was coming down my forehead. Oh, my God.
No, then you've done well then. You've done well. Because today was hot. We had mild days. And then all of a sudden, the sun decided to be like, okay, guys, I'm back.
Yeah. It's wild. Actually, I'm like shaking my head. Okay, who's in the house today? I know you guys are excited to see our guests, and we'll get there.
Remember to share this. Like we need the family representing. Okay, so be sharing this so that there's more people that get to see this because this is a special one. All right, in the chat, coming in bright and early was Judy B. Fatima is a new member. Big up yourself, Fatima. Thank you.
Amazing.
Hatch Kid is in the house. Demi J. Yvonne White is here as well. Destiny Love is in the house. C is here. Sora, Ria, Monica is here. Abyss is in the house. Miss Ross is in the house too. And Ezra Sprouts as well. Thank you so much, guys. Ara Jamal is in the house as well. And Keisha, she says, your hair looks cute, Sade. You both look gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate the compliments. Make me blush in that. Do you know what I mean? Seriously. One more thing before we get there, our membership link in the chat, or is it coming? It's coming, right?
Just doing it right now.
Yes. Okay, cool. Because guys, people need to be signed up to our membership, please. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not feeling the numbers, you know what I mean? So let's get there. Also, how did your walking go today, Nana?
I haven't been anywhere.
Okay.
How did your walk go?
I've done 15,000 steps.
Oh my God, this is double guard. Big up for your 15 steps. But Ezra Sprout has just gifted 5 memberships to people.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. That's my God. I love it. In it stiff wear. Seriously. I'm gonna put this in my vlog anyway, but the hairdresser, I went to Elite Salon and they're just amazing. They're just really, really good. I like that. Okay, guys, it's that time. We have Mrs. Johnson in the house.
Mrs. Johnson
in the house. The girl with the body of a dancer. It is Jasmine. Everybody say hi.
I'm moving you to the middle. There we go.
Hello, Jasmine. How are you? How are things going?
No, I'm really good. Just getting used to your life being on camera. It is a bit overwhelming, but in the nicest way possible. We've been receiving so much love. So no, I appreciate everyone and all the support. Honestly, it means a lot.
Oh, that's so good. I'm so glad that it's been so positive. Like, I don't actually. No, we both were. I was gonna say I for one was Team Jasmine. Team Bobby and Jasmine from the beginning. Serious. I was just like, I don't know. I just thought there was something they were saying. Oh no, these two are gonna make it. They're gonna make it for sure. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's been lovely.
I was more reserved on it.
Yeah,
I was like a fan of yours, but I wasn't sure about Bobby.
Yeah, you know what? He's a grower, guys. He's a grower.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I feel like on the show, like, you don't really get to see him much, but he is a chatty patty, you know. He's got good chat. And he's so funny. But I don't think they showed that side of him because there was a lot of kind of drama elsewhere.
Yeah.
And we were quite smooth sailing. But no, he's a vibe, guys.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't have married him if he wasn't, right? Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
So yeah. But tell us about you before we get into your relationship and everything. Tell us a little bit about you, because I feel like we wanted to see more of you and where you're from and your background and everything like that. So yeah, tell us, like, what do you do, where you from, all that kind of stuff.
So I'm a mental health nurse. I've been doing that for about approaching 5 years now. But before that, I was a flight attendant. So I was straight out of university. So traveled the world, done my bit. And I'm actually half Filipino as well. I lived in the Philippines for 5 years. So I can still speak the language. We, you know, go back quite regularly. That's a really important part of me. I'm not so close to my English side of the family. So being Filipino is a massive part of my identity. And, you know, the values, you know, kind of, so yeah, it's really important.
Okay.
I love that. I love that. And then why did you go on the show in the first place? Like, because I feel like Filipino culture is very similar to, like, you know, Nigerian, Ghanaian culture. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're very traditional, don't really put your business out there, that type of thing. So like doing the show must have been a shock to the family itself.
I mean, funny saying that, I actually grew up with a lot of Nigerians.
Oh, did you? Come on.
I went to secondary school in Southeast London. So all my friends were Nigerian.
Yeah.
We knew. Like, Jasmine has black friends. Like,
yes. So my best friend's Nigerian. Like, that's just should
come
say
on.
Everything we need to know.
Yeah. Love it.
No, so yeah, I wouldn't say my family's traditional. I think we're more quite modern in a way. Like, when I told my mum I was thinking about applying, she's like, go for it. Go for it. I didn't know, you know, what to expect once she was on the show. But, you know, at the time of, you know, the application process, she's like, go for it. Yeah. You know, I was struggling a lot on the outside world, trying to find a man to kind of, you know, connect with on a deeper level. No one wanted to settle down around me. No one my age wanted to settle down. And like, the kind of topic of marriage was very taboo for a lot of men that I was dating. So I thought, you know what, let me just make it easier for myself. If I apply, I get it. If I don't, I don't. But well, yeah, I'm now here.
Interesting. So you actually applied. You wasn't scouted.
No, I wasn't scouted. No, I saw the ad on TikTok. I was just scrolling on TikTok, and I was like, this is a sign. I didn't even like prepare for you have to put in like an application video. I didn't even prepare for it. I was like, you know what, the time is now. Let me not waste time.
Oh my God.
The video. Yeah.
That's crazy. I love that.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
I love that. Say it again?
No, I was you carry on going.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say Destiny Love is calling you Oliver Jasmine. And I think we will too now.
So
you're 100% part of the family.
Love that.
So like so when you went into the experiment, everyone calls it the experiment, right? What was you kind of skeptical? Was you like, it sounds like you thought it was kind of like fate. It's like seeing the ads and going on it and everything like that. But the reality of it, like being there, like on day one, like how was you feeling?
You know, my skepticism side was like, listen, I've not had a very easy run when it came to dating. So I was kind of leaning more towards being a skeptic. But then before I went to the experiment, I actually saw a clairvoyant, and she told me I was going to get engaged on a red carpet. Yeah. Call me. You know, kind of, but that's what she said to me. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And it's crazy, right? And then before that, it was Lionsgate Portal. It's one of the days where you have to manifest everything that you desire in your life. Yeah. And you know what I did? this was before the experiment, I was writing down my affirmations and my wishes on a bay leaf, and I was burning them on on my sink.
For real?
And I was like, I am finding my husband. I am already with my husband. I am going to get married this year. I just, you know what? I just believed that I was going to get there. Yeah. And trust me, yeah, I'm not trying to say it would work for everyone, but it would definitely work for me. So I'm like living proof of that. Also, when you see like the other girls, you've got 14 amazing personalities there, right? Yes. 14 very different girls, strong women, amazing women. I was like, oh my God, like this is going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy, because that's when you kind of feel a little bit of competition. Yeah. And then after the first day, you're like, oh shit, we might have the same connection. And it might get sticky. But there was some kind of respect there where people weren't very openly talking about, oh, I'm dating Bobby today. Bobby's my number one. It wasn't too kind of in your face, but you could kind of feel it. I feel like a lot of us had that good gut intuition that we knew who each other was dating, even without saying it.
Yeah. Would you like, with your mental health illness background, like, was you sussing people out? Was you kind of like not diagnosing people, but like seeing certain traits?
Using your discernment on it, because you'd have a little bit more of an insight into psychology. Yeah,
I feel like I could very easily like filter out the men that just wasn't for me. I could very easily say like Bobby was definitely in my top the whole way through, and certain people who were actually his close friends in the experiment, Benaya, he was in one of my tops, because he was just an amazing guy, just really good conversation, no kind of romantic spark, but really good conversation, and you could tell they have really good like kind of values, great personalities, and just nice men in general. So when I actually asked Bobby in the experiment, oh, so who are your friends? When he said his friends, I was just like, that's my guy.
Okay. Oh, I love that.
Because your friends are a reflection of who you are.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
Interesting. So who, because we only saw you for Bobby, did he have any other connections?
He obviously he had to speak to everyone, right? But I think by like day 3, he was already telling me, you know, I don't want to date anybody else. I've kind of made a decision, stepped on it, and you're for me. We were actually the first ones. There was a day of the engagement. We were the first ones to actually get engaged. But that's not the show.
That's so cool. So
they showed us Steve and Sabrina. I think that was immediate. Like, it was like, all right, guys, like straight away.
So we were first dates. And we were the first ones to get engaged on that day.
Oh, I love that. And like, apparently they do, I don't know if how much you're allowed to talk about it, but they do all the engagement on the same day. Is that how it works? Or
so, you know what, you can get engaged a lot earlier on, but like personally, like if I was, you know, if the shoe was on the other foot, I mean, I wouldn't propose to a guy. That's just my personal preference. No shade to anyone that wants to propose to their men, by all means, that there's nothing wrong with that. But they can, you can, you know, get engaged a lot sooner. But I think, you know, it's good to have that time to get to know someone and use that time available to get to know someone properly before kind of jumping the gun. You know what I mean?
No, definitely. I'll be using every single second. What do you mean?
Time is limited. So
honestly. So obviously, you and Bobby, when did you know he was the one?
So me and Bobby had very serious conversations in the beginning. We were talking about trauma, values, ethnicity, you know, sense of belonging, you know, kind of being from a mixed background. You do have kind of, you know, those issues. I moved back to the UK when I was 13, and I had an American accent because I was living in the Philippines for 5 years. So I had a very kind of very blurred idea of who I was at the time. Bearing in mind, I moved to London with everyone all having London accents. So that was a very important thing of what we kind of related on, because he was living in Stoke-on-Trent. He grew up there from the age of 3. And he was one of the only mixed race people on his estate.
wow.
So he did face a lot of racism, a lot of discrimination. So that was something that we really wanted to talk on and touch on. Like, how are we going to raise our children? How are we going to allow them to kind of adapt the same pride that we have about where we're from? How do we advise them when they're suffering from issues with, you know, their identity and their sense of belonging? So we did speak about a lot of things like that in the beginning, but then I kind of thought to myself, me and him aren't having very fun conversations. But then we had this one date, is kind of like a extra date that you would get with like your top two. And me and him laughed so much. At that point, I was like, you know what? Yeah, he's the one.
Oh, that's so cute. I wish they had showed us that though, because I think those conversations are really interesting. And we had, potentially we had multiple like mixed interracial relationships happening. Do you know what I mean? And it would have been, that would have been an interesting thing to discuss, to observe, to see. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I wish they did show that.
Yeah, it's a shame, because you know, those are really important things for us both, coming from, you know, what we've been through growing up. So it's a shame they didn't get to speak about that, because that's a very important conversation to have and to make people aware of, you know, because it's easily said and done, right? I want, you know, a lot of people have this like idea, oh, I want babies with curly hair. Oh, I want to have a baby with a mixed race guy because they're so cute. Well, no, actually, you need to understand like what responsibilities you're taking on when you are having a baby with a mixed race man, a black man, Filipino man, whatever the case may be. You need to understand the repercussions that come with that. What responsibilities do you have to do? What kind of what things do you have to do to educate yourself in regards to bringing up a child from wherever background? That's your responsibility to educate yourself on that.
Yeah, no, definitely.
The truth. What is Bobby?
He's half Jamaican, half English.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we knew that. Didn't we know that?
Yeah. No, I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know what the island was.
When we was doing our stalking, so sorry. Sorry. We were stalking. Okay, so quickly.
Yeah, go on.
So, okay, right. I have to say this, yeah.
Tell me.
So we discovered Bobby's music through stalking his Instagram.
Yeah.
How did you find out about his track?
Okay, so they made it seem like I just like Googled him like a psychopath.
Basically.
You know, just brought it up on camera like willy-nilly. That's what happened. He actually showed me at first, and I had watched the video a couple of times before it was even shown on the show. But obviously, you know, a bit dramatics. You gotta make it seem, you know, you know what I mean. You gotta make someone look like the psycho, and that psycho was me. That's the thing that I would do in real life. Of course, I'm going to Google your name. I need to know, you know, honestly, what you're about, where you're from, what stuff do you have, you know, out there on Google, because, you know, these are important things. But when I first saw it, I was like, okay, not too happy with you touching on the girls. Obviously, that's my fiance. Like, you were looking at me the same way you were looking at those girls in the video. But yeah, the rational mind in me was like, that happened 3 years ago. You didn't even know me 3 years ago. I'm his fiance now. So there's nothing to worry about. There's nothing to sweat about. And I was fine. Yeah. No, it's a cute video. I kind of like the song. It's very like catchy.
Yes, it is. It is. And I can't lie. I would be disingenuous if I didn't say wasn't feeling it in the beginning, but over time it was so catchy.
I mean, we played it so much. We sang it. The chorus for us. Is he still rapping?
You know what? He is making a bit of music just for fun, like on the side. But no, he works in sales, so he does that for his full-time job.
Sade's a budding singer, and also for a collaboration with Bobby as well.
Well, we got to hook something up.
Thank you.
You know, many years, just to give you context, many years ago, many years ago, when I was a baby girl, I was on like early reality TV show, and they asked me to sing, and I did it on the spot, and it was so high pitched, Jasmine.
Is it on YouTube?
It's on Channel 4.
Oh my god!
I keep on telling people to clip it so that I have it at hand to display. would have been perfect.
We have to do that.
So like our family keeps saying like, you guys need to do a collaboration. When you see Bobby sing with him, like
I'll let him know for sure.
oh my god. But no, he's been such a good sport about it as well, kind of thing. And the thing is, it's just like at the end of the day, when you create something, you put it into the world, you never know what's going to happen. And look at it, it's on like a global TV show. Do you know what I mean? Like, who knew that was ever
and you know
happen?
what's funny, so the reason why that song came about was he was on his way to Corfu, and one of the producers was like, oh, does anyone have like, you know, music, has made music in the past? And he just said it as a passing comment, like, yeah, you know, released a couple of songs, I just do it for fun. And they listened to it, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, we have to have it in the show. And he was like, he didn't even think anything of it, it was just it was one of them things. And he's like, you know what, why not? I made it, like, pardon it, why not?
I love it. I love it. I love it. And I love how supportive you are as well.
You got to support your man, girl.
You have to. Isn't it? It's true. I'm like, seriously, I absolutely love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah, okay. So it seems like you guys have obviously you've really bonded and you've had a lot of fun together, but we didn't get to see a lot of that. So like this past year, what have you been up to? What's been happening?
So we've been traveling.
Okay,
we're
nice.
actually in Lake Como with Nicole, Benaya, and Demi
in
June. Yeah, in June for Benaya's birthday.
Yeah,
so that was amazing. We moved into our new place. Because he initially basically moved to my apartment in London, in North London, 2 days after we got married. But my place was perfect for me, but for two people, it was just too cramped. Okay. So we're like, okay, let's save up and let's get a place together. And I'm not going to lie to you, like moving into our new place and signing the contract with him felt more like legally binding than our actual wedding day. I'm not even joking. I was just like, I have to relinquish my independent girl syndrome now and actually you know, join lives with someone, which was a bit, you know, it took time to get used to in the beginning, but it's been like the best ever. And you could tell, like, even my mum initially, you know, she had her doubts. She was like, oh, man's about his business and he can actually look after my daughter. And yeah, it's been great, to be honest with you. Like, we've had so much fun. I feel like we have very similar lifestyles. Like, we go like going gym together. We like eating out. We go to the food market every weekend. And we just like to go out, have a drink. Survive.
Slot into each other's lives really easily. Like, we saw his cousins. Does he have a big family? Do you have a big family as well?
So he has a massive family. The Johnson family is massive. And it's a shame they didn't get to see this in the show, but I got along so well. Like, he's got like 3 brothers. He's got a sister, his mum, and then a bunch of cousins, nieces and nephews. And they were so welcoming towards me. His mum even has a food van. And she had the food van up running, giving me some cakes. It was just like the warmest thing ever. It was so nice. Oh,
I love that.
Yeah, which is nice to go into because I've got a very small family here in the UK. It's only me, my brother, my mum, and my niece. Yeah. Because all my cousins are all over in the UK, US, Philippines. So it's been nice to be kind of, you know, adapted into the Johnson family. It's always nice.
I love that. I love that. I love that. And speaking of Mumsy, because your mum did make an impact. She made a big impact on the show and everything like that. But like, there was parts of her that I recognized in like my own elders in my family, for sure. Do you know what I mean? And I just wondered how, like, obviously because you guys are really, really close, how did you become so close? Because not everybody has that kind of relationship with their mum.
I think because of the things that have happened, you know, our dad left us when I was 12, 13. You know, she was going through divorces. I was single at the time. I had a lot of time to, you know, kind of, and we've always been close, even growing up anyway. We're quite similar. We're girly girls. We like the same things: makeup, skincare, you know, clothes. She borrows my clothes, I'll borrow her clothes. Like, do you know what I mean? It's kind of like a bit of a sister dynamic, if you know, you'd say. And I think moving back from Dubai to the UK in 2020, I was going through a hard time in the relationship that I was at that particular time, and I kind of lent to her for support, which was, in hindsight now, a bad decision. But yeah, I think despite us being very different, we do have a lot of similarities. And at the end of the day, like, that's my mum. Like, no matter what she does, I'm gonna love her no matter what. I'll hold her accountable 1,000,000,000%, and tell her, you know, some home truths. However, she respects it, and she has really kind of reflected on her behavior. She does like to say sometimes, you know, it's a cultural thing. English isn't my first language, which I get completely. But I think, you know, that day that she met us in the apartments in Camden, she had just flown in from the Philippines that very morning, and then she met us a couple of hours after. My nan was sick at the time, so she was going through a whole range of emotions. She was going through divorce. My nan was sick. Jet lags. It was a lot of things going on. Baby girl's getting married to a man she met 3 weeks ago. Like, you know, let's give her some grace. I know she messed up. But give her a bit of grace, because, you know, it wasn't the easiest to kind of navigate. And with the, you know, cameras, it makes you flustered, and you can say some very silly things on camera. So, you know, it was one of those things.
Did you?
Oh yeah, go on. So,
like, how was Bobby after that took place? Like, especially with the education thing. Like, how did he process it? Was he angry, or did he just take it on the chin? Like, okay, this is part of the process. It's your mum. I'm cool.
One thing about Bobby, I have never seen that man angry, shouting, screaming. What he will do is have a real full-blown adult conversation and tell you how he was feeling. And you know, obviously, he was hurt at the time. I did have a conversation with my mum after, like, babe, like, you need to understand that it's not okay to say those things, because you've got to understand they had spoken prior to actually meeting, and it went amazing. So I don't know where this came from. Bearing in mind, I really told her, listen, the cameras are a bit intense. Let's just relax on, you know, certain types of topics. Let's do that off camera, which unfortunately wasn't the case. But yeah, he was upset. You know, I would be as well if I was, you know, in that same position. But she did apologize to him afterwards. And that now they're like besties. Like, he sees her more than he sees, more than I see her.
No, really?
So they've been able to kind of, you know, develop their relationship. And I think that takes time. My mum's quite a hard shell to begin with, but when she gets to know you, she will love you like her own. Nice.
Okay. I love that. And it did make me think, because I thought a couple of things with that whole, let me call it a scene. I know obviously it's your life, but do you know what I mean? Us watching it, is that I like the fact that you prepped him. Do you know what I mean? Because you don't often see that as well. Like, especially like when you're mixing cultures and things like that. Like, you know, there's going to be a different dynamic. There's going to be different rules and all that kind of stuff, or how to approach a situation. I really like that. And I like the way that Bobby handled it. And I thought, like, because you could easily go left. Do you know what I mean? You could easily go left, and people might be like, oh, he could be right too and everything like that. But at the end of the day, do you know what I mean? He's marrying you. So how he handles this, regardless of, you know, what he's hearing and what he's feeling at this moment, like, he's marrying you. So you're going to be watching how he manages this situation as well. And I just thought, okay, he knows what he wants.
And you know what? It was a great example of how he would manage conflict and being in comfortable situations. And kudos to Bobby, right? Because he grew up with a single mum. He didn't kind of grow up in the most amazing, you know, cookie cutter family where he was given the tools in order to navigate these specific things. So he's, you know, learned that through reading, through his cousin Danny, who passed away. He's eventually learned these kind of behaviors that weren't necessarily put on a silver platter for him to learn growing up. But thank God to, like, his mum, who's so strong, his nan, who passed away as well, so strong. He has been brought up with a lot of strong women in his life. So I think he could kind of relate, although very different, same in a sense that, you know, he's been around strong women who do look after their offspring and do want the best for them. So I think that's what made him kind of not bite back in a way. He's not that way inclined anyway, but to kind of calm himself down a little bit, because he could relate in some sense.
Yeah.
Bless him.
No, defo. I'm just going to segue because Bobby might not bite back, but I feel Jasmine does.
Oh yes, we saw you.
We saw the firecracker. We saw the firecracker a couple of times in the show. I'm gonna jump straight to after you guys have reached. Is it Corfu? It's Corfu,
Yeah.
right? You reach Corfu. You have your first mixer. Was it the first or second? Second mixer, I think.
The second one.
Yeah. Everybody seemed a bit tipsy. We'll say that. You particularly?
Yeah, girl, I was 10 shots deep. I was living my best with my fiance.
We knew it.
Do you know what I mean? We're in Corfu. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You got a villa. Would you not be 10 shots deep? Come on.
100%.
You know what I mean? You get turning up.
Seriously. So we had yourself out there. We had Bobby. I think no, Bobby was sitting down. Ollie came to join him, right? That was the scene. And then you came over. Personally, I thought Ollie should have got up for you when you came over. That's what I thought. It's just manners. Do you know what I mean? But like you had to just, you know, do you know what I mean? Like say, budge up a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I read the situation.
I was on the other side. I said no, Bobby should have moved.
Yeah.
Because you're fiance and then you sit down.
I didn't, you know what? I didn't even notice that. I was more like kind of V-lining towards our conversation. So I wasn't even looking at them kind of things. And to be fair, I hadn't really spent time with Ollie to be clocking his body language like that at the time. But interesting that you say, I'm going to rewatch it.
Yeah, have a look. Tell us what you think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the conversation where you basically put Ollie on the spot and you was just like, do you like Demi? Yes or no? Like, do you know what I mean? And what was going through, obviously, I know you was a bit tipsy, but what was going through your mind at that point in time? What was you trying to get out of that conversation?
Okay, let me give you some context, right? So first mixer, you know, he had a chat with Kat. And they were kikiing.
Yes.
And me and Demi were just looking at them like, what's going on, right? Whatever. Anyway, we move on. After that conversation, Ollie pulls Bobby for a chat instead of Demi. And I'm just like, okay, if that's your past connection, I mean, not too long ago, out of respect, why don't you put your fiance for a silent? Just reassure, just be like, hey, babe, had the conversation, nothing came out of it. That's it. Job done. How easy would that be, right? But obviously I'm not Ollie and he made his own decisions and that's on him. But I just thought it was a bit, if that was like, I was putting myself in that situation, I could sense Demi's face was looking a bit not too happy. I thought, okay, maybe it's a misunderstanding. Maybe we'll have a conversation with her afterwards. And then after that, it was the second mixer and we were all ready. We were pumped. I was wearing my dress. It was my man. We were happy. And then before filming, whilst we were getting them drinks down, Demi's telling me she's going home. I'm like, what? What do you mean you're going home? She's like, no, I'm going home. And I tell Bobby, I'm like, Demi's fucking going home. And he's like, what? She wasn't telling me specifically what it was, which is why you can see me come with all smoke. If someone's going to heartbreak you, I'm going to kill them and all these things. And you just
yes, you did say that. Yeah.
No, there's no smoke without fire, guys. There's always a reason why. There's a lot of things that were taken out of context because you didn't see the whole story.
Right. Yeah.
And trust me, like your fire was from nowhere.
Remember we said that though. We was just like, it seems like something went down and we don't know what went down. Like, do you know what I mean?
Wow. Demi was saying she was going to leave at that point.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, carry on.
So anyway, so I'm getting irate. I'm like, why the hell is this man making you feel like you want to go home? Like, what is it? What is it really? Because before Corfu, when we were in pods, me and Demi had already planned. She was on the same hotel room floor as me. Me and this girl would spend every single night together. We're like, yeah, we're going to go to retreats together. We're going to get married. We're going to find our men. You know, we were already putting it out to the universe. We were excited. Like, we were very close. She is from Southeast London. I connected with her straight away. I don't know why Taurus women, I'm just like, I get drawn to them. Love her energy. She's got a good vibe. And I was just like, she's going home. Well, this is not what we planned. And why? Like, she wouldn't tell why. Why are you going home? So I could kind of sense there was something kind of in the air, but I wasn't being told specifically what it was. I kind of sensed that it was because Ollie didn't have a conversation with her even to that day, even from the first mixer to the second, he still didn't have a conversation with her about the cat situation. So I'm just thinking, why is it taking you so long? So then in the argument, I'm like, have you spoken to Demi about it? Well, no. I'm like, well, it's been 2 days. So why is it taking you so long to have a conversation? So a lot of these things get taken into context without a proper, you know, kind of background story of what actually was happening. But yeah.
Okay. So also is that is very interesting, and that makes sense. It does make sense. Like it makes it make sense. The other thing that I think that came up was that initial Bobby talking to Ollie at the first mixer. Like, do you know what exactly was said about him and Kat? Because it seemed to us that he wasn't sure where things were between him and Kat, and that was, I didn't know whether what's it called, Demi knew that. Do you remember?
I remember going back that night, and I was like, what did you guys talk about? And he was talking about how Kat was looking, do you feel like she's looking at me? And Bobby was like, oh, I can kind of see, you know, her kind of glancing at you. And that's it. So you're kind of insinuating, oh, is she looking at me type thing. Personally, if Bobby was to say like, oh, that girl's looking at, why are you even interested? You're with your fiance. Do you know what I mean? Personally. Yeah. But I'm not Ollie at the end of the day. So yeah, so that's what was discussed from my memory. I don't know what else they spoke about, but it's kind of just like, it was given Love Island, like, Bobby, can I pull you for a chat? It's like,
it really was, you know.
Do you know what I mean?
We review Love Island, so we know.
You know, people.
It was unnecessary.
Unnecessary, no reason.
Yeah. That I think that stage, that's when I was really spotting their disconnect in communication, and also thinking of Demi saying, "I'm going to go home to you." The follow-on after you and Ollie had the discussion, and he's all heated and he's walked away and everything else. She seemed to really be like very placid, like, no, let's just go and talk, like as if there wasn't something wrong. Was that something that she constantly did? Like, is it like there's something wrong, but there isn't? Like, could you really read her properly, or was it that vague? Because that's what I'm feeling like.
Demi is vague. Demi is a peacemaker. She doesn't like conflict. Yeah. Right. So that's her behavior, is to kind of be like, everything is good. Like, even when Ollie asked her, like, did you say anything to her? She said no. But recently in the Will podcast, I think she did say, like, yeah, she was telling me that she was going home. So Demi is like that. No knock on her, but like, I get where she's coming from. But obviously in these kind of situations, especially when the whole world can see it, you know, I'm looking a bit like a dum-dum, trying to fight, you know, battles with no context. You know what I mean? So it kind of makes me think, reflecting back on it. I've always said I regret the way I spoke to Ollie. It involved too much tequila, sun, heat, and my love for Demi. But also in saying that, to be honest, I didn't even want to have that conversation. But because producers knew how close me and Demi were, it was a soft spot that could be pushed. With the right amount of prompting. So at the end of the day, outside of this experiment, would I ever do that? No bloody way. Like, I'm not that way inclined. I stay my ass at home to the gym or to go out to eat. I don't want to get involved in any of my friends' relationships. But obviously it's a different dynamic. We're not in real life. We're in a pressure cooker. We don't have a family or friends. We don't have our phones. What?
I hear it. I can't lie. I think both sides kind of came across, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like some people were just like, why you get involved? And other people were like, you're backing your girl. Like, at the end of the day, like, that's your friend and you're going to do that. And I feel like Bobby was there trying to keep the peace between both of you. In an also drunken state as well. That was quite funny.
That's my man. No, he's never had to do that since, I swear.
I love that.
Okay, that makes way more sense now, though, because it was crazy placing, but thank you for clearing that up, because now we can understand why it was like that.
No, thank you for allowing me the space.
No, of course. Like, you did seem like the person in the pods that was, or in the experiment overall, that was helping the girls make good choices, basically. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, your mum sends you out, like, make good choices, guys. Like, you was that kind of person, because you know, you was definitely a comfort to Demi. You could see that, do you know what I mean, and backing her, but also Nicole as well, because you tried to warn her about Sam. You tried to warn her. I don't know how many times, but it seemed like there was maybe a long conversation or maybe multiple conversations. I'm not too sure, but it was just like Nicole wasn't picking up what you was putting down. So can you talk to us a little bit about that, please?
Yeah. So, you know, anyone that knows me knows I've always been Team Benaya from the very beginning. I saw his heart. He's an amazing person. So when I found out, me and Benaya actually had a friendship day. This was after me and Sam broke it off and I was with Bobby. And I was like, Benaya, like, why are you faffing about now? Like, do you want to get engaged or do you not? Because you could see him kind of retreat from Nicole. And he was like, no, I want Nicole. So I'm like, okay, then I'm going to get out of it and tell your girl that you want her. So I kind of gave her a bit of a nudge. Listen, Benaya wants you, only you. He wants to get engaged to you. But at that point, it was too late. And I think me and Nicole did have another conversation about, you know, kind of my opinions on Sam. I couldn't be too harsh on her because she was very honest with me. She's like, I want to focus on my relationship in that pod, how I feel in that pod at that moment in time. I don't want any outside noises to kind of, you know, influence how I feel. And that's, you know, fair enough for her. If that's how she wanted to kind of navigate her feelings at the time, that's not for me to kind of tell her to do otherwise. At the end of the day, she's an adult, you know, she can make her own decisions. I can tell her my opinion in a soft way, but evidently that was her choice to make. And it kind of led her to her forever, which was Benaya. So she managed to navigate those kind of decisions a bit later on, but she got the
How bad was Sam? Like, when you were dating him, how is he really as slimy, immature, playing to get attention as it was shown?
You know what? I think he knew not to play slimy and immature towards me too much, because I would definitely call him out on his shit. And that's one thing that I do respect him for, is that whenever I'd pull him out on some shit. So one day, I think we had a date and he goes, oh, would you go to the gym? I'm like, oh, I love me some Gymshark, you know? And he goes, oh no, we got to get you in some Lululemon. And I'm just like, Sam, what are you talking about? Like, it's so off-putting. You know what I mean? So like second date, and then he'd be like, okay, I'm sorry. So at least, you know, he was saying sorry. He was taking a bit of accountability. And then he would say things to me like, oh, you know, because his ex was half Filipino as well.
Oh, okay.
He's like, oh, I think I might compare you two if we ever do see each other in person. And I'm just like, that's not seen. But I'm just like, why the hell would you say that? Like, it's so off-putting. So he would say certain things like that would just make me feel like cringe.
Yeah, that's hella cringy. No one should say that. Like, he had too many cringy lines. Like, he really did. Like, I think I love you. Like, your eyes are boring brown. Like, there was too many. Like, he done it to himself. Like, what? Very, very strange. Like, sometimes I wonder, like, the process of people getting in on the show, like, was it vigorous for everybody, you know, like, without being stupid?
Well, it's definitely vigorous for me. Like, the stages that you needed to get through, like, they do a lot of background checks, social media checks, a lot of kind of mental health questionnaires, relationship questionnaires. It was intense. It was a couple of months until you actually found out that you were going to go on the show.
Really?
But then also we need to understand, people mask a lot as well. You know, a lot of people can be like, yeah, I'm good, you know, no issues, you know, whatever. So maybe, you know, some people may slip through the cracks. To be fair though, okay, as much as I was saying that about Sam, he does have a nice side. Whether or not it's for me, no. Which is why I kind of nipped it in the bud. But I don't think he's like a terrible person. The things that he comes out with are a bit kind of like side eye, but I'm just glad it's not me.
I just think, like,
and we're glad it's not Nicole as well.
We're so glad. We're so
protect Nicole at all costs. Okay.
honestly. So so who did you bond with the most out of the girls? Yeah.
Okay,
who would you
so
say?
out of the girls, like even post during the experiment, after the experiment, it would be Demi. Obviously recently we'll get to that. So Demi, Nicole, Charlotte, Maria, Priya, Tash, really good friends with. Who else am I missing? Those are like my main ones, and then like the ones that I have so much love for as well. Lisa, Olivia, pretty much all of them, to be honest. Yeah, we have a really we have a good group.
Okay, do you guys have a group chat?
We do have a group chat. We've got multiple group chats.
Yeah.
Right.
Multiple group chats. We've even
how many
got
are you in?
Huh?
How many are you in? You're in all of them. I bet
We've
you're in all
even got a group chat. Me, Bobby, Benai, Nicole.
Oh, serious?
Yeah. So we've got a couples one. Yeah, and then we have we've also got one called Authentic Alumni. It's funny, I didn't come up with that name, but it was Demi's left this one now, but it was Demi, me, Benaya, Nicole, Freddie, and Bobby.
Oh, I love that.
Kind
of makes sense. Yeah. That's my favorites. Are they all my favorites? I think they are. Seriously.
Okay.
Oh, Demi, man. Can we just let's
Shall we
just
go
talk
there?
about Demi. Yeah, let's talk about Demi. Obviously, like, for those that haven't seen, Demi's on a pod with Will. I can never say his surname.
Me too.
Njovo. Will.
Njovo.
I said it and I got it.
He said it. Yeah, yesterday. Yeah. I heard him say it and I was just like, I've got it. Yeah. Okay, but Will, he's a great man. We love him. He so he interviewed Demi. I think this is his first podcast of the season as well, kind of thing. So I think you guys are going on as well, kind of thing. Yeah, you and Bobby are going on as well. Can't wait to watch that. And it was an interesting conversation. It was quite a deep conversation and stuff. And she did reveal in there that you guys are no longer really tight as you were. Like, I wouldn't say, I don't think she said that you weren't friends, but she said she needs to figure it out. And she said this, the reason why is because of your connection to Charlotte. And now if you don't know, guys, Charlotte is potentially kind of dating Ollie. Kind of. They haven't officially said. They're in a good spot. I think that was the quote. They're in a good spot.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
So it was like it's complicated, but they're in a good spot. We think they're together, but yeah,
we think they're together. We saw them together. It looked like they're together, but you don't have to confirm. That's fine. We believe what we want to believe. But yeah, so what is your thoughts on that? Like, hearing that, bearing in mind, like, you know, you've just told us like how close you guys were. You was making plans and all those kind of things. Did you get a heads up of that? Did you just watch it yourself, and were you surprised by it? How did it land for you?
Okay, so me and Demi not being so-called friends anymore has been very recent. This happened for me anyway, straight after reunion.
Okay.
It wasn't because of the Ollie and Charlotte relationship, because I remember, was it the end of last year, winter, Ollie and Charlotte were already talking. End of winter last year, like December time to like beginning of this year. And Demi was speaking to me about how she had a recent friend in her personal life who had kind of betrayed her in a way for not telling her that she was dating Demi's ex, right? So bearing in mind, I was close with both Charlotte and Demi. So the girl was put in the middle. But I didn't want to let Demi go on with life not knowing the dynamic, out of respect. That was her fiance. So I asked Charlotte, out of respect for Demi, I asked her for her permission to tell Demi, I'm not going to tell all your business, but I just want to make her aware so that she's not blindsided. So I did end up telling that to Demi in front of Nicole while we were hiking. And Demi said, it's fine, I appreciate you telling me that. And she was good from what I knew. And then this whole year, and listen, I love Demi to bits. We and her would speak, and I actually looked at our messages back yesterday. it's just so warm. Even she went to Tanzania recently, just before the reunion. She came back on Monday. The reunion was like on a Tuesday. She was in Tanzania that whole time, texting, I love you, miss you, you're coming across so well, because she didn't have internet at the time.
Right.
But this whole year, Demi's been telling me, I'm going to speak my truth in the reunion. Which I was like, all right, good that you get to speak your truth. And I said, people will have more kind of relate to you more if you're not putting them in a gray area and just telling them your whole truth and not protect anybody. Tell them what made you go on that self-love journey to begin with. And be more honest and transparent. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case in the reunion. And on top of that, not that I'm asking, whenever I kind of stick up for my mates, I'm not asking for you to kind of thank me in public or do anything of that nature. But that was a discussion that was made, that she would mention something in the reunion regarding it. So in my case, I was just like, I felt a bit unbalanced at that time. Because for me, I'm the type of person, if you tell me you're going to meet me at 2 p.m. tomorrow, I will meet you there at 2 p.m. tomorrow. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If I'm telling you that I'm going to discuss something in the reunion tomorrow, I will discuss it. So when that didn't happen, it threw me off guard. And she tried to speak to me, I think, 2 days after the reunion. And I said, listen, I'm not ready to talk now. I'm kind of busy with work, got a lot going on. I'm still trying to process my feelings as well. So not right now. Something along those lines. And she's like, okay, I kind of have a feeling that you don't want to talk now. So I'll just let you be. Fine. Just give me some time to process these things and then we can move on. And then it was the PR party. Yeah, the PR party that we all went to.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, so that was like a couple of days after the reunion. And I came down and I still felt just that.
Like a vibe.
Yeah, just that disappointment. I just felt, I didn't feel right. So I kind of kept my distance, but I did speak to Maria about it. And she ended up telling Demi about what I said. And that's when, you know, Demi left the group chats the day after, and then proceeded to take me off of her Instagram and unfollowed me. So that's the real story of why me and Demi are no longer close. Because even, when was this? When the final episodes aired, I finally was ready to speak to her, and I DM'd her and I said, hey, I was posting like a bachelorette BTS of our bachelorette party. I said, hey, hope you're good, I love you. And she said, well, something along the lines of all the best. Like, basically she wasn't interested in having a friendship with me anymore. And that was me kind of giving a, you know, the, what's it called? The flag, waving the flag. And
white flag.
Yeah, and I had realized the response to that was, you know, she just was over it. So that's what happened.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I need to process.
That makes way more sense. Actually.
Yeah.
Watching Will, there was parts of like, actually, like I knew the edit was just really great in Demi's favor, and she definitely came across like an authentic soul. But when you know authentic people, they also have bad sides. Like they have poles. We all do, and that wasn't shown. So I was like, no, nobody is that virtuous. We all have our shit.
Yeah.
And so watching Will and listening closely to what was being said, it didn't land that this had anything to do with Charlotte at that time. While I was watching it, I was like, this doesn't make sense actually for time scales and everything that's going on. I didn't know anything about what had taken place, but definitely at the press event that we was all at, we spoke about this. I was saying it seemed like Demi kept on being in corners out of sight and not really interacting. That you could really tell there was something going on. All of you girls were talking to each other, but she always seemed to be like outside of it. And we never, well, I didn't because I got there late, but I kept on feeling like whenever I saw Demi, it was like she was in a corner where people couldn't get to her. There was just something like elusive, like I'm not really involved. You could tell there was shit that was taking place. And it did feel like it didn't have anything to do with Ollie and probably had more to do with the people in the pods. That was how I read it. Like something's going on. She doesn't feel comfortable in this environment, and it was really showing. It felt like an easy thing to put it on Ollie and Charlotte. And I think Will picked up on that when he was saying, but how do you actually feel? Like, really, it's easy to get involved in what everybody's saying online and jump on those kind of sub-storylines. And it just felt like, no, really, and Will said it twice, like, no, but how did you feel in this moment? What did you say in this moment? I think that was a poignant thing to their interview. So I'm glad you're shedding light on it so that we can all see a perspective, because that's kind of normal with friendships.
And it's not condemning. Like, you know what? I'll be honest with you. In the Will podcast, I didn't even discuss it. I just said we need our time to process our feelings, which is not just one side. She needs to process her feelings as well, because it's not easy for her to watch also. But then I'm thinking to myself, why am I lying about the truth? And then all of a sudden it's because of Charlotte. Her and Charlotte had a walk, which she did mention, where Charlotte was able to air out everything that's happened between her and Ollie, you know, between them two. Kind of like a respect thing. Like, I just air it out before the show comes out. So actually, and even when Demi came back from that walk, she messaged me and said, thank you so much for being there for both me and Charlotte, and for, you know, especially being in a hard position, because I was close with both of them. So I thought it was all cushy between them and between that situation at the time. And I don't know why this is being brought up again. It's not making sense.
Okay.
It's a shame. I will say that. I do think it's a shame. And I do think, like, emotions, obviously it's your lives, emotions are high. You're all new to this as well, kind of thing, in terms of, like, being, you know, the subject of blog posts and all that kind of stuff and everything like that. I will say as well, my take on Will's interview with Demi, there was moments where he was saying a thing and she was agreeing with it, and to me it seemed like she hadn't really worked out her position on things or what she thought about things. It felt very fresh, like she's working it out as she was going along. That was my read, and I was just like, okay, this needs more time. Like, do you know what I mean? Because it's just a lot. It just feels like a lot at the moment. She's probably hurt. Do you know what I mean? Like, and if you are that person that's always like, okay, it's fine, I'm going to be fine, I've worked on me. And sometimes when you work on yourself as well, like, you think it's done. It's not done. It's not done. You got so much more time. Do you know what I mean? It is. It's constant. It's absolute constant. You don't have the answers. So it's just, you know, I hope she's getting the support that she needs as well. Do you know what I mean? And I hope that you two have time, you know, in the future to kind of resolve this, because it did seem like you were there for each other. It did seem like you had a good bond, and, you know, this can't come undone based on this. Do you know what I mean? Like, because
you guys need to think about it. As much as I'm happy having my marriage being out for the whole world to see, I'm grieving a mate, a mate that I cared for dearly, right? So not having that communication anymore, it does hurt. And
babe,
okay, are you not happy with your wedding being shot? I'm so happy, but also you've got to understand, I really love Demi, and you know how hard I fucking fought for her in the reunion as well. How are you saying that my girl's not pretty? She's fucking gorgeous, right? And I stand by that. So it's just a shame that we kind of had to. But listen, it may take time. We may not get back, you know, to where we were, but at the end of the day, like, one thing I will say is I always have love for her. I will always have love for her. Things haven't worked out, that's fine, but I guess we'll work our way, you know, kind of.
Honestly, I think she showed a lot of love for you as well, and I do think that these are building blocks to a friendship, because basically the hurt that you had was you stood up for her. The edit made you look crazy, and you needed your friend to stand up and be like, this is the full context of it. That didn't take place. Your hurt is also valid, because I would be feeling exactly the same. But the reason why you stuck up for her then is because you love her. Now, the reason why she didn't do the same, I think that is more confidence. That's more self-esteem. That's more like, actually, and then you work through that as a friendship. It is, if it comes to accountability. You stand up and you be like, at this moment in time, I wanted to stick up for you, but I wasn't able to. But that doesn't mean that she ain't going to show up for you in other ways in life. And in the same way, on the other side, she's hurt, and this may be her default, is to be block, shut off, run away from it. She will grow into herself and be like, I can't keep on doing this because I'm losing good people. But that's the true sense of a friendship. You both will learn from each other. And hopefully she will see this in some capacity and be like, you know what, that's a ride or die. That's not something that you just leave to one side. That is, I take accountability, I say sorry, we move on. And you work on your friendship again. Because listen, man, finding a true friend isn't easy. And you'll have your ups and downs on it. But literally, if you're getting emotional, there's love.
Of course, and there will always be love. But I think, you know what, growing up, it's very hard to, because I used to do this a lot, right? I used to expect what I would put into something from that other person. And they receive things and they kind of receive things differently. And the way they kind of portray their love is differently to how you would, you know? So I completely understand we are very different people. But you know what? It's a shame. I didn't want, to be honest, to even speak about this. And I've been avoiding it all my lives too. But I'm glad it's out in the open. But nevertheless, like, I guess it gives more context to what has truly happened.
No, we appreciate it.
We love her any less. Let's keep that straight.
Yeah, no, we absolutely appreciate it. Emotions are raw. This is real life at the end of the day. And I think like going to that press event really kind of hit home. Like these are real people. These are actually real people. Do you know what I mean? So like you're gonna get the rawness, because we did see, like, even because it was confusing to us, obviously, because you guys had shot the reunion before we went to the press event. So we as spectators, we did not know where you guys were with your relationship. So even with like Sabrina, she obviously, you guys were sitting behind us where we were sitting in the event and stuff, and she kind of went out and we had no clue, absolutely no clue, like where her relationship was with Stephen at all. I thought it was a case of like, oh, it's so emotional, I don't want to watch myself because it's cringy. Like, do you know what I mean? Let me not watch it. So yeah, it was. What are your thoughts, actually, just switching it just a little bit to them two, Stephen and Sabrina and their relationship? Like, did you guys see that come in? Because they were kind of like held it as the 100% they're getting married couple.
The certified. These two are going to make it.
1000%. No, I didn't have a clue, to be honest with you. And also, like, you know, you don't want to ask people either, although like these like things were kind of floating in the air, some, you know, talks from the cast and all sorts. That's not my business to be asking me, oh, you together, you're not. Like, it's not my business. She'll speak when she's ready. But it's sad. It's sad to see them, because I was thinking these are going to be together forever. Like us, the 6 that did get married, 1000%. We are good, and we can celebrate that in the reunion. So it's a massive shame, because both of them individually are really great people. Bobby's good friends with Stephen. I love Sabrina. She's a top girl. So it's a shame that they just didn't work out. But I guess that's life, you know.
Yeah, it is.
It's a short amount of time, and real life does kick in. So you guys are very blessed that
real life did kick in, though.
Still was like, you know.
No, real life kicked in. You know, when we first got married, you know, I was leaving my house at 5:45 in the morning and getting home at 9:30 at night. Trying to be wifey, trying to be cooking meals and all that. I was exhausted. But you know, you need to commit to one another. If you really want to make things work, you have to commit. You have to make things work, and you've got to make sacrifices, and that's what it's all about. But obviously, some things may not work despite the sacrifices, and that's okay.
Well, Nana, how many years have you been married now?
Nearly a year, you know. How about you?
Oh no, so Nana's been married.
I've been married 12 years, together 24.
Wow, that's
so,
amazing.
Do you know what I mean?
It's a long ass time.
What's your star sign and what's your husband's star sign?
We're both Geminis.
Oh,
I know.
oh, I like that. I like
it's a bit crazy. We're lovely people, sometimes misunderstood. But yeah, I think because of our similarity.
Oh, is he?
Is he?
Oh. No, I like him, man. I can't lie. I do like. What star sign are you, Jasmine?
I'm a Libra.
Oh, I'm a Libra. Oh, balance.
How about you?
I'm an Aries.
Aries. You know what? Libra, Gemini, Aries. They're a good match, you know.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah. But I've got a lot of Scorpio placements, which makes so much sense now because they did like a horoscope thing with me and Bobby. And he's like, oh, I've got a lot of Scorpio placements. So that's why these two, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that. Can I just ask? Go on. No, I was just going to ask about, okay, so like, yeah, I don't want to be disingenuous to our members. And can we just talk about Freddie for a little bit?
Yes.
Because I love Freddie.
Oh my gosh,
I'm in love with him. I am in love with him. He doesn't know who I am, but I love him.
I'll tell him tonight.
Is he as nice as he appears to be in real life?
Freddie is nice to a fault, almost.
Seriously?
This man, I'm not even joking, you has not one bad bone in his body. Like, I'm not even joking. So a bit of BTS, right? So during reunion, he had this like nice white shirt that he was going to wear, but the couch was white. Yeah, so they were like, oh, you can't wear white, it's going to clash. So they got him some like polo t-shirt. I mean, Freddie looks like a model anyway, so he'll make anything look nice. And he's like, I don't feel comfortable in this. I don't want to wear it. And I was like, Freddie, then tell them you're going to wear your white shirt, yeah? Because that's what you want to wear. And you spent money on that. Just tell them.
Yes.
And he was like, no, it's okay. You know, I feel like shit, but it's fine. You know what I mean? He's so cute. He's the sweetest, honestly.
He seems like a cool guy. I'm not gonna.
And
lie.
it's not a facade, guys. Like, he is genuinely nice.
Yeah.
You can only put that on for too long, but this man is genuinely just an angel.
So is he still single, or does he have a girl now?
Yeah, he's single. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's never told me to know.
That's all we need to do.
He's single, guys.
Go through.
I'm gonna hit the DMs.
You got to slip in the DM.
Oh my god. I have a question. So like, Cat.
Yeah, I guess we got I loved you jumping in.
Yes.
Because I think, you know, the bow was being made and you just sealed the deal by really confirming what all of us were thinking. Like, don't try and double out of what you were saying. But what was your relationship like with her?
We were very close, like in the beginning stages of the pods. And then obviously me being Demi's bestie and all sorts, being close. And obviously I saw kind of the dynamic between the Demi, Ollie, Cat situation. Not that I like disagree with the way she acted, because I didn't really see her interviews to be. She just we're okay, but she's not like wouldn't be my friend on the outside. Right. Like, do you know what I mean? I didn't really get to know her on a deep level, but for me, what I saw of her, like, I'm not going to call her bestie, am I? You know, that's just not my kind of caliber of mates on the outside world. So yeah, I mean, watching it back, it was a bit like intense, but listen, you know what, in the reunion you could tell she's learned from it though. She's like, you know what, I wasn't too nice, I did become snappy, I've learned a lot from, you know, Jazz and Demi, all these things, and I'm just like, you know what, just showing a bit of growth there, you know, so we've got to give her some grace. And
want to, but like, also, is it for the cameras? That's the thing, because I felt the same with, like, I can't lie, like her and Sam kind of both gave me that, like, you have had media training, like, do you know what I mean? This is not coming across authentic to me anyway. That's how I felt. Like, it's not coming across authentic, like you're really just saying what you need to say to kind of get out of it, essentially. Do you know what I mean? So that's how it came across to me. And I don't know, there's something from the beginning. No, actually, no. We talked about this the other day. Actually, it was from the moment that she said that comment about, you know, she couldn't see like Demi and Ollie working on the outside. That's where it was just like, nah, not feeling you. You're not likable. Like that was. I don't know. Also, as well, it's. I mean, the producers, but they can't put it in if you don't say it. Do you know what I mean? Seriously.
Yeah, and she was wrong for that. I guess you know. At the end of the day, she didn't know what Ollie looked like.
Right.
So to make that assumption was a bit mad, but
wild. Absolutely wild. Yeah. Okay.
Actually, because you was in the pods as well, and we didn't get to see Ollie and Charlotte's journey at all in any way. Was it like a 3-horse race? Was he close with Charlotte as well? Was she also like, I'm falling in love with Ollie?
Charlotte did fall in love with Ollie. Like Ollie was her number one. But like obviously, you know, he had Kat and Demi, I guess, up there, and he ended up breaking up with her. But yeah, I can only speak for her, but she was really liked him. Like she fell in love with him. So her feelings towards him were very genuine without even seeing him. She was definitely, you know, she was definitely falling for him. That's for a fact. Even I saw her when she was on her way home whilst we were in the pods, and I was sobbing because she was crying. She was so upset. You know, because I think it was on his birthday that she went home.
What?
Same day. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was tough. It was tough for her to navigate. Can you imagine putting all your eggs in one basket and then being let down? It's sad, but
so wait, you know. So didn't she do something for his birthday as well? Because it did seem surprising. Or maybe you can't talk about it. I don't know.
Charlotte is going to speak her piece, I think, in the near future.
Okay.
So let's let her. But a lot of people were like, where did Charlotte come from? You know?
Yeah.
No, like they genuinely did have a connection in the pods, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
I know.
I saw Charlotte in the toilets at the press event, and obviously like, we're rooting for everybody.
Yes.
Everybody that with a colour. We basically so
we were so fast.
We were rooting for her, like we wanted to see her. So I stopped her and said, like, I'm so glad seeing you here. We were really rooting for you on our channel. Did you have a connection? And she was like, I did have a connection, but they chose somebody else. And I was like, who? She's like, I can't tell you. I still didn't think Ollie. He wasn't even in the. I was like, I don't know. I thought maybe Aaron, maybe.
Right.
That's who. But then if it was Aaron, she would have been able to tell me.
You know what? They really they put clues in the show, because there was absolutely no reason they had to put the clip of Ollie saying she's sublime, she's berserk. Like, do you know what I mean? They told us, but we just didn't pick up the clue. Like, seriously. Wow, that's crazy. It's so hard as well, because like even of that mixer when Natasha was there as well, and her talking to Tom, like that must be so difficult if the person that you fell in love with is there with somebody else, and it's just like all of you know as well. It's just so awkward. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go. Yeah,
especially after the guy you fell in love with was doing up Corfu, been living with his girl in a luxury apartment in Camden. Like, you've already had that ground. Do you know what I mean? To be able to connect, and then to see him, you know, that I would never do that. Never.
No.
But I guess it gives people closure, though, a bit of closure, like, you know, see what the vibes are in real life, and you know,
or hope. That's the thing. I didn't know if it's like closure or hope, like which one. And they really spun Natasha's, like it was like she's going for hope. That was out of order. I'm not gonna lie.
I know, she wasn't even there to try and claim her man. She was just literally there to say, Tom, you're an amazing guy. Thank you so much. Like, you know, obviously she did fall for him, isn't it? She didn't say like, you know, I love you, take me back. She's not that way inclined anyway. But no, that edit was a bit.
It was mad.
It
was a crazy edit.
I'm glad she got to redeem herself in the reunion though.
Yes. Yeah. That was nice of them. I do like, that's the thing I do like about Love is Blind in particular, that they do. If you try and spin some mess, they're going to catch you out. They're going to roll the tape. Like, do you know what I mean? The clip will come out eventually. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? They'll pull you up. So I do like that for sure. Who would you say is, out of the pod squad, as they're calling them now, who was the funniest?
Funniest, Lisa, the Scottish one. I don't know if you guys saw.
Lisa,
the one that was like, "Oh, my biggest ick is vegans." I
I
don't support that comment though. I do not support that comment, but that girl's funny. She's funny. Her Scottish accent is like super sweet.
Yeah. I wish we saw Lisa more. I don't even remember.
Okay. Oh my god.
Yeah. Who was the moodiest?
Moodiest. I don't really see anyone like moody. Everyone was just happy to be there. Who doesn't? No one.
No
one was moody.
Wait, who should have got more airtime? Now you've watched the show back.
Unbiased Charlotte.
Yeah. Literally, they showed a shot of her that she disappeared. Like, at least Shirley got a little bit of speaking.
Yeah. Before Shirley say something,
yeah. No, because like you can't be showing a pretty girl like that with actually good chat. That woman's smart, showing a bit of a teaser, not showing like, you know, her full potential, because there's a lot to see there. She's a very interesting character. She's a great friend. She's amazing.
Love it. So what else would you want us to know that we don't already know?
Oh yeah, I want to clarify some things. I've been seeing on I think people keep tagging me on this Jessie Woo podcast. About, I think Ollie was insinuating that after Corfu, I had told him that I think he was better looking than Demi. Okay. He said I can either confirm or deny, but the host said that, was it Jasmine? And he said, I can either confirm or deny. Let me confirm one thing and one thing only. I did not have a full-blown conversation with Ollie after our awkward argument. Well, it was a one-sided argument, but the awkward encounter in Corfu, I didn't have any conversation with him after that point. Once we got to Camden, me and Bobby were focusing on us and ourselves only. That would never come out of my mouth, because I don't think that he's better than Demi. I think it's the other way around, and I will always stand by that. And you can see in the reunion that I support my girl. I know that she's got Riz, and she's definitely got more Riz than him. Let's just put it that way. Let's put that to rest. I never said that. It was someone on the cast, and that definitely was not me. Ollie saying that I didn't apologize to him after the Corfu incident. If he was so affected by that, why did you go to my birthday party on October the 1st last year, well after the experiment? And why did you continue speaking to my husband if you had no issues with me? And if you did have an issue and you wanted to receive an apology, you've had a whole year to tell me that, right? If we did have issues, because he would always tell Bobby, oh, it's all good, no concerns there. I'm over it. If this was on the outside world, I'll be over it in a day. So why all of a sudden this kind of animosity? You've had 2 opportunities to tell me that in reunion and the PR party. Why all of a sudden doing up podcasts and, you know, saying things out of character for me? And if you did have an issue, why did you come to my birthday party when that was 2 months after Corfu? And why did you continue speaking to my husband and not even mentioning it? So that's really disappointing. Never insinuate that I've said that you're better than Demi, because I never thought that, never will think that. And you can see the truth in the reunion.
Well, your actions.
I think he watched it, and yes, he did. That because he didn't refute what Jessie was saying, it definitely was like that did come from you. That's a fact. But that's the thing that I'm saying. It's like that playing on this is what is out there in the internet world, and then I am going to kind of play up to the villains of the pieces that are out there. That makes sense.
And you can even see in my Q&A, a day before the reunion, I said, yeah, everything's good with me and Ollie. I respect him. And then now all of this, I was just a bit taken aback. Like, why did you have to mention that, or like kind of insinuate that I said that, when I never did. And to be honest, I can say a lot about Ollie, but I choose not to because I want to keep it classy. I want to focus on me and mine. So one thing I've got to say is like, don't talk about me when all you're going to say is just like lies. It's so off-putting. I think it's definitely on my CV that I tell the truth and I keep it real. Can't say the same for you. So just keep my name out of your mouth and keep it respectful.
Period. She said it.
It had to be said.
Yeah, no, for real. You have to get your point across as well, of course. Like, yeah, lots to think about. You've given us the tea, Jasmine. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, you know what? I've been keeping
Very
this in
demure.
for too long. I've been keeping this in for too long, and it's really affected me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
But one thing I don't like is liars. That's one thing I detest more than anything. And one thing I can say, because I've been authentic, I've never tried to be anyone that I haven't been. My story is for everyone to see. That's what got me a husband, and that's why I've been blessed to still be with him, is by staying authentic.
Yeah.
And that's it.
No, I hear it. Are Bobby and Ollie still friends?
Ollie reached out quite a lot to Bobby, like leading up to the show, and even leading up to reunion. But I wouldn't say they were best friends. I feel like it was kind of insinuated that they were besties in Corfu. They were never close in the pods. But as I said, Bobby's friends were Benaya, Tom, Connor, who you didn't get to see, the Irish guy, and Stephen, and Freddie, to be honest. So he was never really close with Ollie. So they were never close, but they, you know, had conversations on the phone, and never was that insinuated. And if he told Bobby that, I would 1,000 myself put my hands up and just say, I'm really sorry. I didn't even know it affected you to this day, but I messed up. I'm sorry. But that was never insinuated. At the end of the day, he came to my birthday party and was acting very normal with me, took pictures with all of us. Demi was even there. They weren't talking at the time. So it's just not making sense how this is all of a sudden coming about.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that. It's horrible when things come left and it's literally like, this isn't even a thing. And then it's been made into a thing. Definitely.
Because even we're adults.
He did say he did stress the point of, I was grilled for 15 minutes. He insinuated that you two definitely had some type of beef and he hadn't had an apology.
Right. Maybe it was one-sided and he wasn't able to express himself, but it wasn't a conversation that I wasn't open to having. But why is it taking you so long to express that? And to express that you had to go through a podcast to do so, when you've had my man's number. And I reiterate, you went to my birthday party. If you had an issue, we could have squashed it behind closed doors if you were really affected by it. So I don't really know how far he is. I don't know. I can't read his mind. But I think it would definitely have been the better route to discuss it in private. If he did have kind of those lingering feelings, and maybe watching it back rehashed them feelings. But
do you think that he is maybe a bit sour because you basically told Demi about him and Charlotte? So do you think it's like maybe like a bit of a retaliation type thing?
I don't even know if Ollie knew. I gained consent from Charlotte prior to telling Demi. And Charlotte was also in the relationship. So I don't know why he would be. The problem is, everyone that Ollie's dated come to me. Demi, Charlotte, they tell me all their tea, unfortunately. And I've had to be at the receiving end from it. So people need to tread lightly is what I'm trying to say.
I love you so much. I swear.
Yeah, because I know too much, and I have to keep it in to keep it classy. But I hope it can work both ways. Because if the what's it called? If the tiger is poked, then it will eventually bite back. So let's nip it in the bud now. And if you want to have a conversation for me to say sorry, I'm open to doing that.
Ollie, just call Bobby and squash it. Like,
just squash the beef, Ollie, man.
Just
I don't
squash
think
it.
we're ready for this tea.
You don't need it. We don't need it. I was out here on a limb defending you for too long. Squash
You
it.
really were.
Squash the beef.
Too much.
Notice how
One thing I
I'm
will
being
say,
very
though,
demure though, as well.
Don't keep it very demure. But one thing I will say, the truth will always come out.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
That's why I don't lie. My mum has raised me from a very young child. If you lie to me, the truth will always come out,
I mean,
whether it comes from me or someone else. So let's just keep it authentic, keep it real, and keep it classy and demure. And that's all we got to do.
That's it. Cutesy.
Exactly.
Shall we take some? Yeah,
Jasmine, that lipstick shade is cute. What is your lipstick shade?
It's Mehr, MEHR by MAC. Go to. So
nice.
good.
Like it. Should we get some questions?
Yes, if anybody has a question, let me see. Have you seen any pop up? I saw somebody ask something.
Bree Talks TV. Do you see that one?
Bree Talks TV. Okay. Do you question Charlotte being with Ollie if you dislike him?
No, because that's not my business. I support her no matter what. It's none of my business who she chooses to date. No.
Cool.
She knows how I feel about him. I don't need to reiterate that to her, but she's a grown woman. She can make her own decisions in regards to dating whoever she wants.
Yeah.
That is fair. Hang on, let me see. People throwing questions. I can't see any others.
Demi, at the bottom there.
Did Jasmine watch the whole Jessie Woo interview?
No, because it was too triggering. But I saw what I had to see. And yeah, that was enough for me.
Scovia says, Jasmine, I loved you and Bobby from Jump. Congratulations to both of you.
Oh, thank you.
She really was a warrior in all of the comments. She was really like, they're great. Carmen says, were you surprised by the outcome of the couples that didn't work?
That didn't work? No. Because, you know, we could kind of tell.
Okay.
Maria and Tom, was that just a give? Because I was always like, I can't see these two. Don't think it's going to work. Was it just always? Yeah. Okay.
There was definitely love between them two. It's just there was too much of a gap when it came to values, how they wanted, you know, how they saw kind of a relationship, you know, in their terms. It was very different. In kind of layman's terms, they're speaking different languages. And yeah, that's what it was. They definitely did love each other. To be honest, me and Bobby thought they were getting married in Cold Food. We're like, these two are great.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So did I. I really thought they were.
Saf says, have you filmed an after the altar?
No.
No,
not yet.
How long is it usually after? I don't even know.
I don't know.
But they should absolutely do that. Also, okay, if you can talk to production, can you tell them, like, we want side quests, we want side stories.
Yeah.
We really want to know, like, do you know what I mean? We want more. We want to know, like, you know, the other people. We would have loved to see more of Charlotte. Like, honestly, that would have been great. Honestly,
watch this space though. You'll see a lot more of Charlotte. Let's just
okay.
Not on a show or anything, but like on her socials.
Would she come on a chat with us?
Yeah, I can ask her. I'm that girl.
That would be amazing because we really don't know anything about her.
Yeah.
No, I'll ask her for sure.
Cool. That would be amazing. Oh my god, the questions are coming in thick and fast now, Nana. I hope you can keep up.
All right. Ezra Sprout says, do you think reality TV is doing enough to protect the well-being of contestants, or is it just for the show?
We did have welfare producers to support us, like even throughout the experiment, even after, like they gave like, you know, kind of therapists, and you can have counseling sessions as well. So for me, I felt like I was supported. Even like the day before my wedding, like I was able to speak to a therapist just to kind of, you know, regulate my emotions and, you know, to speak through how I was feeling at the time. So for me, yeah, I definitely felt like I was supported by productions 1000%. Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Someone asks, what advice would you give to future contestants?
Don't join the show if you're not ready to get married. Just make sure you're ready, because like people like to be in a relationship and that's all good and well, but being married is a completely different ball game. So just make sure that you're ready. Come in there with true intentions, be authentic. Don't lie. Just if that's how much you're earning a year, say that. Yeah. If that's an ick for you, if that's like a non-negotiable for you, say that, so that you don't have to waste each other's time. And that's when you can clearly kind of filter out the ones that are meant to be for you and the ones that aren't. That's what really helped me. And oh yeah, positive self-talk. Always. When you feel like you don't have like kind of like that confidence, because you are around very beautiful women and very strong women, you're like, well, I may not be good enough. Never let that even pass your mind. You are good enough. You will always be good enough, and you'll be good enough for the right person.
That's interesting.
Says, you seem to be very committed to the process. Was there any physical trait that would have been a hell no for you? Or is it really Love is Blind?
I'll be honest with you. I think I said in the experiment, like, Bobby's not 1000% my type, but like, when I saw him again, I was like, what the fuck? He's so hot. So like, I think I kind of grew to like just be obsessed with him. And I love him to pieces. I think he's like the fittest man on this planet. So I think, yeah, Love is Blind, and that physical thing, it can develop. You may not have your 1000% type, you know, he's not going to be like, you know, the ones that I used to go for but he doesn't need to be, because he's perfect the way he is. Yeah, I think I definitely kind of threw away the superficial aspect of the dating life on the outside and looked from it from another perspective. And we have a lot more between us that it's very easily kind of, and babes, my husband's not ugly. He's so cute and handsome. So I can't complain.
Love it. Someone was asking, oh God, did you watch Bree Talks TV asks, did you watch USA Love is Blind before signing up?
Listen, I was a Love is Blind fanatic. I watched Sweden, US, Brazil. Oh my God, I can talk about it all day long. Like, I love the Love is Blind franchise.
Oh my God, who's your favorite couple?
Bliss and Zach, I love so much. Yeah, Brett and Tiff, love it.
I think they're mine.
I love it. You know what? I like me a bit of Kwame and Chelsea, you know? Not in the show, but afterwards, I'm like, you know, these two are so cute.
I hear what you're saying now. But the show, that was
not
painful. It was difficult.
I didn't even think they were going to get married. I watched it with my mouth open, like, no way are these two married. Like, that's wild. But
I'm not shocked how people, you know, they were saying about who was it on the last season, the guy that was always on his phone, that guy. And Brit, or so, I think her name was Brit. And he's like, I wasn't even on my phone like that, but I think they like caught me in different like angles. So do you know what I mean? They can make something out of something. True. Do you know what I mean? Because I wouldn't think Kwame would marry Chelsea if he wasn't like. Do you know what I mean?
Because they really took us down the garden path with that. Because I did not think they would get married at all, and it was just like, then they're just like, of course, like what? That was the storyline you showed us. Seriously. So that's interesting.
My son has a question. He's watching us. He said, "Is Danaya's hair really as good as the show portrays?"
His hair is nice, you know. I think it's longer than mine. I'm not even joking you. Yeah. But I like it when he puts it in a man bun. I was always like, you need to put it in a man bun. This is like your model look. Yeah. So I think he's listening to my advice. But his hair is like it's long. Yeah. Really nice.
I love that he's asked.
Oh God. Which one are you gonna go for?
Princess asks, what would you've done differently in this experience?
Nothing.
Love that.
No, nothing. I'm not gonna say I'm not owning up to the mistake in Corfu. 1000%. I understand that I was out of line for the way I spoke to him. But then again, this is real life. this is me. And I don't regret for staying true to myself. No.
Yeah, I get it.
No,
I get it. Bree is asking, was the wedding up to your standards, or would you have another one?
You know what it was? It was beautiful. Like, I had envisioned my wedding to be like all pink and fairy tale and butterflies, but like at the end of the day, I'm marrying, you know, a man that is, his favorite color isn't pink. Do you know what I mean? So like, so the stylists of the wedding, like the wedding organizers, were like, well, why don't you do like a red, like a maroony color, and you know, rose petals? And I was just like, you know what, do your thing. Like, you know what to do. You know my taste, so just make it look good. And you know what, it exceeded expectations. I really liked my wedding, and we had so much.
I need to ask about the wedding dresses. Why was you all in lace? What was the setup? How did this happen?
What the hell?
You know what, yeah, so like when we got there, it's so overwhelming because you're sharing the bridal, like it's basically a studio with like bridal dresses. It's so overwhelming because you've got like 6 brides, their family and friends, so there's like 2 each. It's a lot going on, and obviously in your idea you want what's it called, what's that thing that goes out like that, the one that everyone
the princess
kind of poofy dress,
the poofy dress and all these things. And I was just looking at them like, this is just not my vibe. So I tried on literally 2 dresses, and I was just so tired at that point. I was like, you know what, okay, if you change the sleeves, then I'll go with this. I wouldn't say it was like my dream dress, but you know what, with hair and makeup, and when they like tailored the dress, I actually fell in love with it, and they had a nice veil. If I was to get married in real life, obviously I'd try on like 100 dresses, but like, you know, we've got to be real here. You know, there's
so it is that fast. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We did wonder how you guys all came up with your dresses, and they were all lace, and it was like, what were they doing?
Yeah.
What was going on? Seriously. But hair and makeup looked fantastic. Because in the US one, not so great.
I was scared of that, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to see who the hair and makeup artist is, because I'm not going to get done dirty on my wedding day. I don't want to be crying because I'm looking like mad. Like, no. We don't actually do that. But then we WhatsApp video called like the makeup artist and the hairstylist prior, and like, you know, you check like, you know, different things. And I saw her, she does the hair and makeup for maths as well.
Okay.
And I'm like, no, we're good. And she did our makeup in the reunion too. So I know she'll do it. I knew like, yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Seriously, I love that you had a face massage as well. I was just like, I'm banking that. Definitely going to do that if I get married.
So nice.
That was really good. Love that.
Saf is asking, any first wedding anniversary plans?
You know what? We don't have any plans at the moment. Bobby said he's got something planned for me. So I'm going to leave him to figure it out. I need to get a present, to be honest. But yeah, no, I'm going to leave him to figure that out for us.
I love that. I love
Pressure's
that.
on.
Power, did you change your wedding ring? Kat said most of you guys didn't like your rings.
No, I didn't change my wedding ring. I loved my ring. I know my man knows me. He knows what I like, my taste, and no, same one.
She's like, me and Kat are not the same.
Yeah, let's make that clear. I'm not going to say no to an upgrade, but like, whether I'm happy with my ring, yeah, I love my ring.
Love that.
For real, for real. You can do like a 5-year vow renewal. You can wear the dress that you want. All of that can come. You got time, man.
Yeah. Have you done that? Have you done like a vow renewal?
We haven't done that. We were supposed to do it for our 20 year, which was 2020 in the pandemic, which was also when we were turning 40. And obviously we were in a lockdown. So now we are saying maybe next year, which would be our 25th and our 45th birthday. So yeah.
Are you both the same age?
Yes, we are 1 week apart.
And
oh my gosh.
Can you imagine?
That's amazing.
Little twins.
Twin spirits and stuff.
I mean, I'll ask, you don't have to answer this though, but Saf is asking, how many kids do you want?
We had agreed to 2, but listen, you know, us women, we don't know whether we can carry a child until we try, right? Yeah. So I've always said, like, if my body allows me to, I have 2, maybe 3, but we'll see how the first one goes. We'll see if I get blessed to be able to carry a child, and we'll go from there. But hopefully, I'm praying that would be a possibility for me. But we'll see.
Yes,
love
praying
that
for you guys as well, because even Bobby sharing that, I was like, oh, this is really, you guys are really there. Like, you're a married couple.
Yeah.
very sweet, very, very sweet. Seriously, I love that fact that he's just so excited as well. Do you know what I mean? Like seeing that, just you don't see a lot of that, you know.
No,
you really don't.
it's so refreshing. Like you want the same things as me. Like where have you been? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I love it.
Us in Stoke.
Cool. Trust me, Stoke. I've never even heard of Stoke-on-Trent until I met Bobby. I didn't even know it was a place. I didn't even know it existed. So yeah.
So funny. Oh my god.
I think somebody else was asking, would you do another reality TV show?
I'm still trying to recover from this one. So yeah, not right now. I don't even think, to be honest, I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
You know what? I would I did obviously stalk your Instagram and I saw that you guys are doing a vlog.
Yes.
Which I thought, this is amazing. This is what I wanted, because I was just like, I need to see more content from you two. I really do. Do you know what I mean?
It's coming on Friday, because at least with vlogs we can control our narrative the way it truly is. So, and we love doing it as well. Like we've recorded basically throughout the year that we've been married since we got out.
Sick.
Yeah. So so we can't wait for that. And I love watching vlogs myself. I'm obsessed with daily vlogs. Like, yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
I love to excel with my husband. He says, will you and Bobby remake the video to Body of a Dancer?
You know what? A lot of people are asking us that. We're going to have to ask Bobby for that. We don't know. Maybe, you know, if there's, you know, a lot of people that want to request that, then yeah.
I think so. I think for your own channel, at least, you have to do like the chorus.
Girls, so that could be erased in my head. All the girls. No, at least there's there'll be a new version, a married version.
Yes. That would be so fun. That would be so much fun. I love that. I love that. Seriously.
Sora says, is the wedding day legally binding?
Yeah, it is. Like our mum's had to sign the marriage contract as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, basically, before we go to Corfu, we go to this it's kind of like some court in Islington, and you have to apply for like a notice. Is it a notice to marriage?
Oh, yeah. You need to put in the notice
do that. Can you imagine before Corfu, just to get 15 days. Mad.
But that's like before. So in that time, because I can't remember who was talking about it. You guys, you come out and then you don't really see each other, and then you see each other in Corfu. Maybe it was Ollie that.
Yeah. It's like 3 days, like 2.5 days, 3 days that you don't see each other after reveal.
Oh my god!
Oh wow!
So at that point,
why do they do that? Why do they do? That's weird.
I know, because I don't know why. Oh yeah, because we had to do the marriage license, but yeah, and obviously heart makes the what's it called? Distance makes the heart grow fonder. So I guess to keep us more excited, to keep that you know
to make sure you go in it.
Of the 5 that didn't get selected, I think they said it's out there that maybe it was 11 people got engaged. Is there anybody else that we didn't see that are still together now a year later? Of the 5 they didn't feature,
I can neither confirm or deny that. I think someone got in trouble for answering that.
Oh really?
Oh, okay.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't want you to get in trouble. I'm just nosy because I really feel like in the downtime while we're waiting for season 2, they should show us what happened to the other people.
Right, the spin-off, the side quest. Show us. We want to see.
Little whatever. Like, there's nothing to follow if that's what you're looking for in regards to following couples' journeys.
Would you say that again, sir?
There would be nothing to follow because you know, yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
You see, I'm over my head the same way. Right?
Do with that.
Take it offline.
All right, last question, guys. Come on, like they're firing them. Let me see.
Okay, make it a good one. Let's see. I think we answered that. Yeah, that sounds good. I'm literally going to say the same thing. That's a statement, not a question. People are saying some very nice things about you, Jasmine. Do you know what I mean? Everyone loves you. Seriously. Oh, someone asked about phones. When do you get your phone back? Is it after the honeymoon?
Yeah, it's the first day in Camden. They gave it to us in the afternoon, yeah.
So you move in and you get your phone back at the same time. Wow.
The same day. It was intense.
They want drama. They actually want drama.
Oh yeah, 1000%. Like literally, it was intense. Obviously, we were so happy to like get our phones back, so we ordered Uber Eats and all that. Talk to our families, even though we weren't really allowed to like FaceTime. You know, families or the friends, and but you can kind of give them like an inkling, like, you know, he looks like this, la la la. And my best friend Topsy, she's like, I was like, just no, he's one of, you know, he's one of us, like he's diverse. And she's like, yes.
Coding language, I love that.
You know,
seriously, I knew she was your best friend from. When was it? I think the wedding fitting. I just knew. I don't know. There was just something the way that she was carrying herself. I was just like, no, these two are twins.
Yeah.
They're twins.
Ride or die. Like, we've been friends for so long. She knows everything about me. And that's the girl that will always kind of want the best for you without ever trying to kind of dim your light, and vice versa. Like, I want the best for her. Never try and, you know what I mean? She supports me in the right way, and she loves me in the right way. Even when I vent to her, she just lets me vent, and then she'll give her 2 piece on the situation, but she will never. She's the best, man, honestly, and her family are amazing.
I love that. So nice. Like, that's the thing, that the friendships as well, we need to see more of that, really. I think it's good.
I was even telling Topsy to apply for the show.
She should.
Yeah.
Was she interested? Because she's stunning. She should. We want to watch her.
But I think it's too close together. Like, obviously, she was shown. It's a shame they didn't show the friends meet. He actually met a lot of my friends.
Oh, really?
He recorded that, which went really well. Actually, they did give him a bit of a grilling, but in the right way. So yeah, it's a shame, but because they showed some bits of her, it would be too to be okay.
I get it. It's not like Love Island. Love Island, they don't care. They're like, they prefer it. In fact, if your friend was on it, they prefer it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the best mate. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, lovely.
Okay, I think that's it.
Yes.
Honestly, thank you. Honestly,
thank you.
And I just have to say, guys, because obviously you're watching us online and everything like that, and we have met Jasmine in real life, and she is such a positive, like such a warm energy about her. Like, honestly, it's so nice for you to do this. Like, you really didn't have to at all. And just appreciate you sharing with us, being open with us and everything like that. So
Bobby was telling me, he was like, who are those women that you went up to? I'm like, babe, I watch them on YouTube. They're like, they're amazing. Like, don't worry, you'll see them.
I love that.
We appreciated that so much, because we was not expecting it at all.
Yeah,
kind of had forgotten that obviously you guys are a year deep, and you would be watching the reviews, but you don't know because there's so many people doing content as well. But that really did mean a lot, and you were just so warm as well. Like, just. It made
I feel like I even enjoyed watching reviews even before my show came out. Like, I love watching Love Island reviews, the Love Island US reviews. I really enjoy that type of stuff. I prefer it more than TV itself. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just nice perspective, an honest perspective at the end of the day. So I appreciate you guys.
Honestly, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Like, no, we do. We do.
What you're watching, and come on and let's chop it up with
Me and Bobby are like reality TV show connoisseurs. Like, we
Perfect.
Love a good reality show. He didn't like it before, but now he's converted.
Yeah.
He loves it. I love that. Seriously. No, I really appreciate this. Guys, thank you so much for watching, joining us as always. Please book the like button if you haven't done so already. Replay gang, leave your comments as well. And guys, if you haven't subscribed, you need to subscribe now. Do it now. Please, you know what I mean? And join our membership as well. We really would appreciate that. We're back again tomorrow at our usual time at 1 p.m. and we will talk about the rest of the recap because we still ain't got there, you know. But we'll do that with the rest of the reunion tomorrow. But yeah, have a good evening and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, Jess. Put some love hearts for Jasmine in the chat as well.
Exactly.
Appreciate you guys. See you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Oh, look from the